Oh, hell yeah, brother. Welcome to the podcast, Stop Crying Poser. The colors are a little bit weird, as you know. Also, we're a little bit late. We do this podcast every single Friday, right here on twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. We try to do it around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. Right now it is 5:17. So we are, what is that, like an hour and 45 minutes late? I mean, it happens. I did security a long time ago for Snoop Dogg. He showed up 5 hours late. So you guys should be lucky that I'm not Snoop Dogg. I wake up every day and I look in the mirror and I say, you know what? I'm grateful that I'm not Snoop Dogg. I'm kidding. I want to be Snoop Dogg. Every day I want to be that man. He reminds me of like a chihuahua that smokes weed, but it sounds like that's an insult, but it's not. The life of a chihuahua is the life we want to live. What are we talking about? Welcome to the podcast, people. Who do we got in the chat room? Meatball Head, Late Bloomer, Paul Miranda, Low Key, Moobot, and that's it. It's not that many people today. I know I'm late. I know. A lot of people probably tuned in. This is what I say to make myself feel better. I bet it was hundreds of people tuned in at 3:30. Hundreds. Maybe five or maybe thousands, all tuned in at 3:30, and they all said, "Oh my goodness, Ninja Lifestyle. He must be bedridden. I was in bed. He must be sick with the COVID from the vaccine. He must be in pain. Maybe he died from a car accident. He was riding his bicycle. Drunk driver ran him off the road." And then everyone said, oh, "Okay, well, you know what? If he's gone, a moment of silence." And then everyone went away. So now the only people left are my real friends. One Frame James and Love My Toe and Dickistan. Not a lot of topics of substance today, but a couple of topics. It's weird. Okay, it's not weird. I always have an excuse. You know what? New Year's resolution, no more excuses. I got home last night at a reasonable time. So there's no reason I should have overslept, but I was in this mood where at the end of the night, I get this weird anxiety where I go, oh fuck man, I don't want to go home, I want to stay out later. Don't want to go home, I want to stay out later. So I start hitting up my friends. I'm like, yeah dude, couple more drinks or you look like you're getting ready to go. Someone will put their keys in their pocket and I'll be like, you look like you're ready to go. A couple more drinks or no, we don't have to leave right now, do we? It's weird. I do this. It's childish, but I'm also in that moment. I'm already drunk. So that's sort of the situation. So that was the situation last night, except it was my buddy Stems was driving me around, came and picked me up. We watched sumo, which was great. Hakuho, Yokozuna, Rikishi, motherfucking Gyoji. We was watching live sumo here on Twitch, a channel I just found called Midnight Sumo. It is really entertaining. I don't know a damn thing they're saying. I wish they had a version where they were, the commentators spoke English. That'd be better. But we watched that for a little while. Went to the bar. Got to the bar. It was nice. Nice, chill night. Nobody won no money. I gambled $20. Played some pool. Won a couple games of pool. And then it got to that 1 a.m., 2 a.m. time. And I'm like, oh shit, dude. I don't want to go home yet. I don't want to go home. So, my friend Nick is like, dude, 2 more beers and we're out of here. So I go, 2 beers, and then I'm like, and a shot of Fireball. And another shot of Fireball, another shot of Fireball. And I just fucking smashed all these Fireballs. And I get home. Who knows what happened after that? Who knows? It all becomes blurry at that point. But I guess all that alcohol made me sleep extra because I'm sure I went to bed at 3 or 4. And I woke up at 3:30. Looked at my phone, a couple messages, what are we doing tonight? What's going on? What time should I come over? And I'm like, oh fuck, it's 3:30. I should be doing the old podcast, but instead I'm doing the old But we got to figure it out. We're here. We haven't missed, I think we've missed one podcast. This is probably episode 300. We've only missed one. Actually, we might not have missed any. I know there was once or twice where I had to do it on Saturday, and I think one time I got sick. I wonder what other podcasts do. Or any TV show. What happens if you're sick as fuck and you're the star of the show? Those news shows. The news. It's called The News. I don't know. The shows where it's every night, 8 o'clock, this fucking guy goes on there and he does the show. I wonder what they do. I don't know. Anyways, sumo wrestling is dope as fuck. I need a helper, a shaman, a translator. I need someone to guide me on the journey of becoming a sumo wrestling fan, because there's so much shit I don't understand. Why is that guy wearing a dress? Why does no one have shoes on? Why are they watering the arena? Why is that mound? Is it made of clay or dirt? Why is it so dirty? Who are all the fools that walked in earlier with all those gowns on? Why are they clapping the wood sticks together? I don't know. What are all these symbols and words and letters? Is it 6-0? What does that mean? He's a crip? Or is he 1-6 and lost 0? Is he a winner? I don't know. Words and numbers and the language, man. I don't know it. I don't know the language. Also, no black people in the sumo. When I was watching, not even a Mexican. What's going on here, dude? What's going on? I want the sumo event to look like a Burger King. I want all walks of life. I want everyone to be in there. I want to see what's going on, dude. UFC, no problem with that. UFC is barely any white people left. It's all fucking Russians now. I guess they qualify. Can't wait for UFC tomorrow, guys. Brandon Moreno or Figueroa, what do you guys think? I don't know. Who cares? I'm excited, though. Also, tomorrow, I got invited to a, quote, family barbecue. Here's the thing. Do you guys ever have this theory when it comes to barbecues? My first thought is, and I know this is rude. I know it's rude. My first thought is, who's putting on the barbecue? Okay, it's your kid's birthday. Your kid's turning 7 years old. We're doing a barbecue at the park. Okay, cool. My first thought is, how much money do you make? Because if I show up to this barbecue and it's 9 hot dogs and that's it. No beer, no ice chest, no ice, no soda, no beer, and hot dogs, and that's all there is. No condiments, no napkins, no paper plates, no forks, no spatula, no nothing. Then my first thought is I should have never fucking come to this shit fucking excuse of a celebration. Is this what your child's life is worth? Your child just lived 7 years only to be what? To be treated like a prisoner. You motherfucker, if you don't have if you're not able to perform the barbecue, then don't have it. Okay, whatever. Get your fucking kid a Happy Meal and shut the fuck up. I just have this feeling. I'm not going. And it's judgmental because I don't even know the guy that well. I haven't seen him in years. Maybe he has a good job. I don't know. I mean, I don't know the guy. I'm not going. I just feel like I've been to too many barbecues in my life where no one has shit. Like, it's one thing to say, hey, Steve, you're on your way. Grab a bag of ice. Hey, no problem. A bag of ice, $2. Oh, Joe Biden's probably like $15. Grab a bag of ice. Cool. You got it. I hate when I go, hey, bring beer and some food. To the barbecue? Wait a minute. Are we crowdfunding this fucking barbecue? Because that's not how it used to be. It didn't used to be like this. Okay? It's your fucking kid's birthday. If it was my kid's birthday, I'd have my barbecue. You ever been to in the days, there was a time when because of YouTube, I was rich. I was rich as fuck. I don't even want to talk about it. I was rich. I would show up to Asian John's house with food and beer every night, even if there's not a barbecue. Show up with a 30-pack and drumsticks. Boom. Every single fucking night. Because I was rich. I mean, to be honest, that only costed me $18. But there was a time when I was rich, and when there was a barbecue here, oh my God, I didn't tell no one to bring nothing. And if I did, I'd say, grab a case of beer, grab as much beer as you can get for $20. I'll give you 20 when you get here. It's not even your money. You have to front the money. I'll give you the legal tender as you arrive. Barbecues these days. What a great podcast. Hey, let me tell you a thing about barbecues. Let me tell you about a barbecue. See, my friends are also dope as fuck. We had a barbecue one year. I don't know why. Also, like, having money, I always say this, it solves all problems. I used to celebrate Australia Day. January 26th, I believe, Australia Day. I celebrated it 3 years in a row. 2 years and 3 years in a row. 1 year we had kangaroo meat. The other year we had some other like Australian something. And by the way, $20 a pound. Like just having money and you're able to like have fun with your friends. You're just able to do shit. Like you're able to go do shit that's more fun. One day I called up all my friends and said, hey everyone, we're having a barbecue day. Everyone bring guns. America. And there's a photo of everyone in my backyard, all poor Tex, of everyone pointing a gun at the camera as like a happy birthday, like a group photo. Everyone's pointing a gun, and Tex took the photo. It must have been terrifying. it must have been terrifying to be behind the camera. Oh, but yeah, today, nope, can't. We're not. No more gun barbecues. No more Australia Day. No more nothing. I had to sell my fucking body. I had to suck an old man's dick to buy 3 eggs the other day. And, well, to be fair, one of the eggs had 2 yolks in it. So it was kind of like I got 4 eggs. But the days of nice barbecues are done. So don't have a barbecue. You gotta evolve. No more barbecues if you can't afford it. Anyways, why are we talking about this? Sumo and then wrestling and barbecues. I got a lot of food topics. Salmon, tinfoil. You put some olive oil down. You put the salmon skin side down, right? That's it. I took my compound butter. It's like thyme, butter, and garlic. Put the butter on top. Salt, pepper, minced garlic. And then, here's the kicker. Soy sauce. Threw some soy sauce on the top of it. Just a little bit. Just enough. Just enough for a little kiss. Je ne sais quoi. Cooked it at like, I don't know, 400 degrees for 10 minutes. Barely cooked it. I ate that shit 2 days in a row. I was so hyped on it. And then, speaking of food, I ran out of dog food. Really annoyed that, well, my dog is having the time of his life because I still have wet food. So he's eating wet food for every meal and he is loving life. But not having dog food is concerning. And the dog food that I get, I just found out I'm paying a fuckload for dog food. For 26 pounds of food, I pay $71 plus tax, $77. And I pay that every 5 weeks. Motherfucker. I asked Nick what he pays for dog food. He gets more food for less money. But I'm getting like the top quality food. Whatever, you know, it's your dog. You know, one day he's going to be gone and I'm going to know that I spent the absolute most money on his dumbass teeth cleaning and his dumbass food and his wet food. And so today we ran out of dry food, so I made him an omelet. I made him 2 types of dog food, 1 wet food, 1 pedigree, 1 mini meal, and an egg. And I mixed it up, got it like room temperature, mixed it up, and then I drizzled a little bit of like Mexican cheese on top. Just a couple of Mexican cheese. It might as well be his fucking birthday. Because on his birthday I give him an extra special meal. Anyways, so running out of dog food, made the salmon. Went to Taco Bell the other day. Whenever I'm feeling down, I've always been like this, like stress eater is what I've heard it referred to as. Whenever I'm just feeling bad or not that I have any problems going on, but even a hangover, I'm just like, you know, the one thing that'll make me feel good right now after a blowjob would have been, yeah, by the way, assholes, where the fuck is my blowjob at? I've been waiting on that motherfucker for at least a couple weeks now. Nope, the blowjob, they were out of blowjobs at Walmart, so I just get junk food like pizza. If I can get a good pizza, Taco Bell, hamburgers, steak, anything. Well, steak doesn't count, but it kind of does. Anything that I can eat that takes no effort. So I spend $17 on Taco Bell, which you would think like, oh, $17. It was enough to feed like 3 African villages. It was so much food. And they have this new shit called Salsa Verde burrito, $2 in my area. I know it changes. Motherfucker. $2. They load that bitch up with sour cream. I love sour cream. Not a big fan of green sauce, but barely in there. Dude, next time I go in there, I'm just going to get 10. 10 of those. And 2 of them will fill you up. So that's enough for 5 days. Anyway, $17 worth of Taco Bell fed me for 3 days. And that was great. And when that was over, you know, you would think that other than like the liquid gang, other than that, it really does like brighten your mood, or at least it does for me. T-Funk. I made another T-Funk video. This is my last T-Funk video. This is a skateboarding topic. Some of you guys don't know about skating. There's a guy named T-Funk. Why do they call him that? No one knows. Well, I'm kidding. People know. His name is Tristan Funkhauser. Sounds racist. He's a really talented skateboarder, and he's been getting a lot of attention lately because he put out a skateboarding part that was actually really terrible, and everyone believes that it was great. And then he did an ollie, and he got Trick of the Year, and then he got paid $10,000. Who's doing that, by the way? Who's just saying, who just popped up one day and said $10,000 for anyone who has Trick of the Year? And everyone's just like, who are you? Where'd the money come from? How is this? Why? Like, there's nothing, no one else does that. You can't just go on the street and be like, oh, whoever can pop a wheelie on a bicycle, here's $50. Everyone would look at you and be like, well, wait a minute, this sounds crazy, this sounds weird. Do I have to go behind the bushes or something? Do I have to go into the porta potty with you? Well, how is a wheelie worth $50? But in skateboarding, no one questions it. Anyways, the guy did a fucking ollie, got $10,000. And I made a video about it, and it's my fourth video I've done about the guy, and I hate feeling like a bully. Like, not a bully. I hate putting too much attention towards one topic. So I'm trying to think of other things to make fun of as far as skateboarding goes, rather than this one guy. Also, I have to acknowledge that this guy that I'm making fun of, he's a real person, and maybe he has never even seen the videos. They're not that popular. But if he has seen them, I would imagine his first thought is, why the fuck does that Ninja Lifestyle guy keep making videos about me? Why is he thinking about me? Like, and I don't want to be in the position to where someone could say that about me. It's funny. It's funny, but we gotta change topics. But people like it. People like the videos. I don't know. People seem to like the videos. And it's great because a lot of people go on those videos defending him. And I'm so good at this trolling shit, right? You know what I do when I start trolling? I shouldn't say this proudly. I turn my brain off. And I say, what would a fucking 1-year-old say? And that's how I respond to every single comment. Everyone that goes, dude, you're just a piece of shit. He's way better at skating than you. And then I turn my brain off and I go, he did an ollie this year for $10,000. I can ollie. I didn't get $10,000. Send. And then in my mind, I go, got his ass. Got his ass. Even though it wasn't a clever joke. Nothing was, like, I didn't say anything like clever or prove anyone wrong. I just said the dumbest possible thing, hit send, and then it went cha-ching. And, is that what everyone feels like? Is that why? Because people come on to my Twitch channel all the time. They just say racist shit or like Nazi shit or trans shit. And I'm just like, oh, okay, like I get it. You're trying to say like the most evil shit you can think of, but it doesn't even relate to me, right? My ollie joke related to the subject. I didn't copy and paste it. I don't know. Whatever. Kids suck at trying to be funny. Let's talk about movies. I watched part of Fast and the Furious the other day. I don't know how many there are now. There's like fucking 15 Fast and the Furious movies. And I watched part of it, and then I walked away, and then I came back like an hour later, and it was like the sequel. It was one of those things where on TV they show like all 9 of them in order. And I walked out, then I walked away, walked back, walked away, walked back. Every time I walked back, they were murdering someone. Like, I don't know what part of... After that fool fucking died, we should acknowledge that these super violent car accidents not only kill the person in the car, but everyone around them. I watched these fools drive through a crowded office building, and like, you think it's a movie. I get it. It's a movie. Oh, cool. Like, they're driving through the building. Oh, they flew off the top room and they landed on another building. You know how many people just fucking died? Or every time there's an explosion, every time a gas station explodes, every time there's a shootout where 50 people from the National Guard all just die because because that breakdancing bald guy is the greatest shooter of all time. I can't think of his name. What is that fucking guy's name? He's always talking about family or whatever. Paul Walker. This guy's supposed to be a cop. He's out here just killing people. Then they go to like Mexico, drug cartels. Then they go to Japan. At the end of this movie, 50,000 lives have been lost. Innocent people. Just like if we pretended, obviously that didn't really happen. If we pretended the movie was real, Vin Diesel, thank you. Over the course of this movie, 50,000 people have died. Just from car accidents and shit like that. I watched one scene where Vin Diesel was going to jail. And in order to save him from going to jail, at a high rate of speed, they flipped over a bus filled with prisoners. And the bus flipped and crumpled violently at a high rate of speed in the desert. It caved the whole top in. The whole top of the bus caved in. And somehow, they rescued Vin Diesel from this mangled mess. And he's fine. And all the prisoners survived. I don't know if have the directors never seen a car accident? Are they just playing with toy cars going, what if it flipped over? What if it caught on fire and fell off a building? What if it went into space and we shot it with a rocket? Vin Diesel would still survive. Well, are you kidding me? You get a car accident at 20 miles per hour, it can still fucking kill you. What are they thinking? I don't know, man. You know what? You know what it did inspire, though? I will always be grateful to the Fast and the Furious franchise because now, every single weekend, it's like this Darwin kind of thing. All these kids go out in the middle of these intersections and they all do donuts and at least one kid gets smashed every single time. And that's how I know God is real. Because every single time they do one of these little burnout things and all these kids run out there, it's always one kid gets smashed by a car. And I go, thank you. Thank you. One at a time. One at a time, we'll get there. Right? And they just get smashed. Sometimes they're celebrating something like, oh man, it's the best. They hang out of the window and then they fall out of the window and then their own friend runs them over. And I go, yes. Like, life is going good. What do I have to complain about? I have that to bring me up, right? A lot of lows in life, right? I got my Taco Bell. I got my Taco Bell and I got my random kids getting run over for being dumb. And I love it. You know what? As Chef Jean-Pierre always says, I love my life. As long as that keeps happening, and trust me, it will. It will never stop. Okay? It will never stop. They're going to try to ban TikTok to try to raise the general IQ of the youth. It's not going to work because they're still going to be getting run over. Do I dare talk about crosswalks again? Kids are so dumb that we need, not only do we create crosswalks, now we actually have a chaperone for every crosswalk because kids are so dumb. Okay, never mind. I talk about this every week. I talk about it every week. Okay, moving on. You know what I do hope? I hope we never go to war. Because if they draft all these fucking idiots, we're dead. We're not going to make it anywhere. Especially if we have to drive to the other country. If we get in a war with Canada and we have to drive those kids to Canada to fight, oh, they're all going to be hanging out the window, falling out, getting run over. Half of our troops are going to be dead before they get to Canada. I don't know why we would be fighting Canada. It was just an example. I love Canada. I love Canada. I'm down with the Canadians. I love Trailer Park Boys. Fast and the Furious. Oh, slap fighting. Have you guys seen slap fighting? They just did the first major event for slap fighting. It's where two guys stand apart from each other. One guy slaps the guy, then the other guy slaps that guy, and then the first guy slaps him again, and they slap each other, and they take turns slapping. And it's 100% brain damage, because these guys are just pummeling the fuck out of the other guy with their palm directly on the other guy's chin. 100% chance of brain damage every single time. And I'm a big fan of combat sports. Even it's comparable to bare knuckle. A lot of people think bare knuckle is kind of brutal. I don't think so at all. Bare knuckle's fine. I'm good with knees to a grounded opponent. I'm good with soccer kicks. I'm good with brutal fighting sports, right? Combat sports being brutal. I'm good with that. I I'm down to push the limit. I'd even say allow drugs. I think there should be one division where they allow drugs. You should be allowed to do performance enhancements. People should be able to be yoked bodybuilders, 400-pound men fighting each other. I'm all good with that. But I am going to draw the line at slap fighting. I don't know. My friend Elliot last night, he said it's slap fighting to the UFC is what the Kardashians are to TV. It just takes the dumbest group of idiots and it appeals to the dumbest group of people, and it's actually damaging. And I read a comment on one of these highlight videos, and it said, "What's next?" They said, "What's next? A TV show where they see if you can survive a stabbing." Dana White has a new series where you stab each other and you see who lives the longest. The brain damage thing is not cool, especially we talk about CTE in football and I don't know, high impact sports and hockey and boxing, right? And UFC, Phil Baroni just went to fucking Mexican prison for killing his girlfriend. You get these guys fucking having standoffs with the police. Who was it? Mayhem Miller going nuts, probably from brain damage, and all these other guys. And then slap fighting comes out. How can anyone defend it? Is it entertaining? I think some people just want to see another person get knocked out. And I don't think that's a good direction to go as a society. If you really are like that sick, I guess you can go online. You can find plenty of websites where people are dying, burning to death, getting shot, stabbed, killed. You can do all that, but you have to do it over there. You shouldn't bring that to cable TV or to mainstream, I don't know, society. It's just brutal, man. And it's not like badass brutal. It's not brutal as like, man, what a warrior, dude. That guy fucking, he won the fight. No, it's brutal as far as like, oh, neither of you have any discernible skills at anything, but you both get to get brain damage and people clap for it. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. And I can't really put my thoughts into a logical perspective yet, because if I sat down and had a debate with somebody about why it's bad, but I support bare knuckle, I would probably logically I would lose. But it's one of those things where it's like, when you see something that you know is wrong, or at least me, like I strongly believe that that's wrong, and it baffles me that it can even get licensed or regulated. I don't get it. I don't like it. I don't get it. But yeah, the highlights were brutal. I watched a chick got slapped and she fell to one knee and then she somersaulted because she couldn't have any, she lost her equilibrium. And the issue is like, you can fight in the UFC, you can fight a safe fight if you need to, right? You can turn every fight if you need to into a wrestle fuckfest if you had to. In this, there's no defense, right? There's no way to get out of the way. There's no way to have a long career. We always say GSP was a boring fighter. Jake Shields is a boring fighter. Khabib is a boring fighter. Okay, cool. Well, guess what? He's going to be 60 years old one day and still be able to form a coherent sentence and talk to his children. Versus, I don't know, Diego Sanchez. He's probably going to be dead in 3 years. So, little things like that. And slap fighting is Diego Sanchez times 50, in my opinion. Okay, well, whatever. I know we were making a lot of jokes, but I really don't like that sport. And once I seen it, it really turned me off. Speaking of really dumb people, my friend T believes that Bruce Lee can levitate. This is an intelligent, full-grown adult man. Successful, has a job, has a lady, kid, pays his bills, pays his taxes, owns a firearm, drives a car, like a regular human being with a working brain, believes that Bruce Lee could levitate. Like, he can vote on laws. He can do jury duty. This is a member of Earth that functions and believes that Bruce Lee could levitate because he used more than 10% of his brain. I've never heard someone so intelligent say something so dumb in my fucking life. And I've been waiting. He told me this on like Sunday. I've been waiting every day. I've been waiting to talk about this on the podcast. Do you have any friends who are just regular people that have ever said something so dumb? Like Earth is flat people. I had a bunch of people on my Facebook saying the Earth is flat, but the reason they're doing that is to see who would fall for it. This levitation shit was not. That wasn't it. It was serious. Whatever. He can levitate. I don't know. It's whatever. I'm going to the bar with T tonight. I'm going to bring it up every second of the night. I remember being in school, and I had a teacher. This is real. This is why I'm scared for like teachers, because first off, teachers make zero money and they work in terrible conditions, and the only reason you would do that is if you're fucking stupid. So that the entire like education system in America is fucked because only dumb people are stupid enough to become teachers. I had a teacher tell me that David Blaine could levitate because he was satanic. A real life adult who works in a school told me that. David Blaine can levitate because he's satanic. Thanks. Luckily, whenever I was told that, I was probably in fucking 5th grade. Even at that moment, I was smart enough to realize, oh, you're stupid. Oh, you're in charge of all of us? And you're this dumb? That this is why we can't go on field trips. You'd kill us. We'd all die. You'd lose track of everyone thinking about levitation and satanic bullshit. Whatever. That's a real story. I didn't make that up. That's real. That's all I got for topics. I've been watching some movies. I started the movie called Aviator, or The Aviator. It's Leonardo DiCaprio. I've never, to this day, seen a Leonardo DiCaprio movie that I didn't like. I've liked every single one I've ever seen. And don't spoil it for me. Don't give me any spoilers, but I'm halfway through the movie and I'm loving it. Man, what a great actor. So I'll probably finish that tomorrow. Tomorrow evening I'll finish that movie. It looks great. I don't know if you guys have seen it. If you haven't, it's on Netflix. Aviator. Really, really great movie so far. Unless it gets bad. If it does, I'll let you know next week. I also watched something on Netflix called the Meyorowitz stories. Meyorowitz. It's Ben Stiller, Adam Sandler, some other big time celebrities, and it's kind of like a artsy film, like a film festival kind of film, where there's no real plot. Nothing's really like happening. It's just kind of going through this life of this family, and I loved it. I think you guys might not like it because there's no story, there's no plot, I guess. But it just goes through this family. I smoked a bunch of weed. I was watching it and I was like, oh wow, like I feel like I caught a bunch of shit that was subtle, like just little things. But since it was the weed makes me believe that I'm smarter than I am. So maybe it was super obvious. Maybe everything that I saw was super obvious. But the dialogue and the way the characters were developed was really good. So if you guys are ever bored, check that one out. Meyorowitz stories and Aviator. And that's it. Go make some salmon. Make the salmon the way I made it. That's all I got to say. Can I get a hell yeah from everybody here in the chat? I think this was a pretty good podcast. I started off really scatterbrained, but we brought it together, right? We made it work. Teamwork makes the dream work. Anyways, we do this podcast every single Friday, right around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time. If you tuned in late, well, if you want to watch live, twitch.tv/Ninja Lifestyle. If you tuned in late, this podcast comes out every single Sunday on iTunes, on Podbean, on Spotify, on YouTube, on podcast app. It's everywhere. And it would mean a lot to me if you guys would tell a friend about the podcast. You can also donate money. Shout out to Baron Canuck for the resubscribe, One Frame James for the donation, OG Mickey for the resubscribe. I appreciate you guys. OG Mickey has been subscribed for 34 months in a row. I appreciate the support. You guys can all send me money all the time. I love money. Keep sending money. If you don't have money, tell a friend about the podcast. And I just remembered. Shout out to Dick Maximus, Grog, Joe, Paul Miranda, Grog, Gyges, Meatball Head, Late Bloomer. You guys want a chance to win a sticker pack? I forgot the trivia question. The trivia question is, what is the busiest global airport in the world. What airport is the busiest with 4.7 million seats, trailed by Dubai and Tokyo? It is still the busiest airport in the world. You guys can win a sticker pack. First one to get it right wins the sticker pack. Dig Maximus says LAX. Desert Rat says JFK, LAX, NYC, LAX. You guys are all wrong. Epstein Island, Heathrow, LaGuardia. Paul Miranda says Atlanta. Paul Miranda is the winner. Spider-Man says Denver Airport. Have you guys ever been to Denver Airport? I promise you, your time will not be wasted. Google Denver Airport conspiracies. Just Google it. I don't have time on this podcast right now. Google it and you will be entertained. Certainly entertained. Anyways, that's all I got for you guys. I hope everyone has a great weekend. I will do a short post show after the podcast, but as far as the official podcast, as I always say, don't drink too much and don't drink too little. Bruce Lee can levitate. He really can. 100%, he's done it. I've seen it. He can levitate.